So, here we are with the youth. I'm privileged because I have 6 ladies, 6 very nice ladies as ambassadors, and I think this is extremely nice. And I'm privileged to moderate them. Actually, I will not moderate them, but I will tell you what we're doing. For the next 15 minutes or so, you'll hear from these lovely 6 ladies, dear distinguished guests and friends, colleagues. You will hear them saying their views for the opportunity that they have been given to create this kind of a blue force that really tries to advocate not only SRIA, but pushes for the implementation plan. Now, the difficult part is to pronounce the names, but I'll try my best. So, Sofia Sadugurska, Salma Menabit, Marika Makhragadze, Alyona Isaac, Remina Alexieva, and Stan Öztürk will guide us through the actions that some of them have done, some others will be done, the challenges they faced or they will face, and the feeling that they had received or had during this journey or the journey to come. On a personal note, I would like to tell you, for those that they don't know me, that I do believe very much on the youth. I do believe that they can create better synergies than a scientist can do, or not that they're not scientists, but a mature person like me can do. They can advocate better what they want to say, and for some issues at stake. And they can implement actions in a very nice and smooth way. And another issue, you will hear from them directly, that some of them were from the first cohort and the others were from the second cohort, but the bond between the 2 cohorts make their voices be heard much, much louder than actually be heard by one cohort itself alone. Now, regarding the moderation, I will not moderate. I will let these young ambassadors unfold their stories, and I would like to ask you to clap at the end. But this will not be the end. We'll have another clap afterwards. By saying all this, I would like to ask Sofia to start with, and each one will follow unfolding the story between the first cohort and then the second cohort. Thank you. Sofia, the floor is yours.
Dear distinguished guests, colleagues, and friends, each sea in the region has its own history, and we're here today as the young voices of the Black Sea to tell its story. And I grew up in a Ukrainian Black Sea shore in a small city in Crimea, and the sea played a big role in my life, shaping who I am today. And it is a great honor for me to be here as a young marine biologist and as representative of Ukrainian scientific community, and also as a part of first cohort of the Black Sea Young Ambassadors. The Black Sea is a unique region that has rich history, diverse culture, and also unparalleled biodiversity. However, as we all know, that the Black Sea is facing multiple stressors and which threaten its well-being and health. But additionally, last years were particularly challenging for the region, with a global COVID-19 pandemic, with economic downturn, and now a full-scale Russian war in Ukraine, which also threaten biodiversity in the Black Sea region. As a Black Sea youth, we and ocean professionals, we have witnessed firsthand the impact of these stressors in our communities and also Black Sea biodiversity. However, we have also seen the resilience of the Black Sea and determination of its people to create a better future. And we as representative of Black Sea youth also step up for the future. And under the roof of Black Sea Connect, 17 young ambassadors and ocean professionals, they've been united to become the voice of the Black Sea. And back in 2020, at the Black Sea Day dedicated event, when the Black Sea Young Ambassadors program was officially launched by Commissioner Maria Gabriel. Our road was bumpy and challenging, and launching the program in online mode and having numerous calls and trying to organize activities in pandemic digital world. But here we are today, trying to sitting together and planning our next activities in the frame of implementation plan and giving a torch to the next cohort of ambassadors. We have overcome many challenges, and despite all the difficulties, we remain optimistic and determined to work hand to hand towards the brighter future for the Black Sea region. And I personally would like to highlight that it's very important to ensure and to create opportunities for youth to participate of the implementation plan at all its stages. And for all of us, it also, the separate and very important topic will be a post-war monitoring in the Black Sea and study of consequences of military activities and recovery planning. And the perfect time to make SRIA into life via the implementation and now, and we must act with all the urgency and determination.
Looking back, even if we have started our Black Sea journey online, we have managed to make ourselves heard. With our visions, skills, perspective, and ideas that reflect our future needs and expectations, as Black Sea Youth and ECOPS, we have all contributed to the development process of the SRIA. Participating in the national consultations conducted in the Black Sea riparian countries, we had the chance to share our inputs regarding the priorities and the ongoing challenges facing the region. Step by step, through our actions, we have tried to change things for the better across the Black Sea. We all have made efforts in our own countries to help people understand why protecting the Black Sea is important for all of us. And through our raising awareness activities, reaching out many people of all ages, we succeeded to reconnect them with the Black Sea by showing them how wonderful our home can be if we all act together. We started raising awareness through online campaigns. We conducted Black Sea Action Day and plastic-free dedicated social media campaigns first. And our first physical activity was with children, our futures, our hope, because we wanted to leave good memories for them. And this is why my fellow Romanian ambassador, we met with school children at Reina Beach in Constanța to remember the happiness the sea is giving us. Also, what we should do to protect our blue basin. And this has been a fulfilling experience because we are able to share our passion for marine science and also inspire them to become future environmental advocates. We have also conducted cleanup events, interviews with ocean professionals, and last but not least, we represented the Black Sea in different platforms, such as the UN Ocean Decade ECOP Day and the EU Research and Innovation Day. We used all our chances to ensure the voice of the Black Sea is heard. To this end, we made a more comprehensive contribution to the implementation plan in line with the actions we took, the knowledge we gained, and the needs we saw on this journey. The first steps to ensure the Black Sea sustainable future have already been taken, and this is only the beginning, because 50 new ambassadors have joined this journey. And today, in this very important event, we would like to give them the torch to be the next voices of the Black Sea. We unite our forces for an ultimate goal, to rebuild our Black Sea we want, in line with the SRIA implementation plan.
Thanks to each member of the first cohort for this astonishing work and for the footprint that helps a member of the second cohort to continue the march for a better future of the Black Sea. I'm from the coastal city of Batumi in Georgia, where we love and take care of the great treasure called the Black Sea. My scientific work as a marine biologist is about sustainable fisheries. Fish stocks are decreasing day by day, and many species have become extinct in recent decades. Although I may be among the youngest people in this room today, when I witnessed how abundant the fish when I was a small child and how it is now. As scientists, we regret the consequences of the human pressures such as overfishing, pollution, or climate change on marine ecosystem. As we lose species, we also lose the resilience of the natural system. Now we can see the reality what we've done and responsibilities on us individually and collectively. Our Black Sea Young Ambassadors missions as ECOPS are to explore the unknown of the Blue Basin, understand the effect of the stressors, and share our discoveries to create ocean literacy society. SRIA implementation plan supports our mission. It compromises all marine and maritime sector that is essential from the sustainable development of the Black Sea. The guidance of this plan, we have set of priorities, room for collaboration and future funding opportunities to deal with the Black Sea challenges. For us, as marine biologists, important to focus on the challenges, to shape our future research roadmaps to be able to contribute sustainable blue economy in the Black Sea. For Georgia, Black Sea is the main connecting bridge with Europe. It is historically important for us to strengthen this connection further. Therefore, the Georgian people are ready to protect the Black Sea. That's why our choice is a clean, diverse, and strong Black Sea.
As Paulo Coelho once said, everything is connected, all roads meet and all the rivers flow into the same sea. Moldova, my homeland, is connected to the Black Sea through our green rivers, Prut and Dniester. So, in other words, every step we take, good or bad, reaches the Black Sea via rivers. Therefore, as an early career ocean professional working on environmental protection, being an SDG ambassador and Black Sea Young Ambassador, I know the importance of creating Black Sea literate societies to protect our sea basin and reveal its blue economy, and for developing our region. Even if Moldova doesn't have direct access to the Black Sea, we can benefit from Black Sea ecosystem services and blue economy through innovation, science, transport, trade, tourism, blue workforce, and more. All these are the key components for developing our region. As a representative of Moldovan youth, I personally think that supporting SRIA implementation, contributing to blue biotech, One Health approach, tackling pollution problems, and capacity building are the most important for us and the Black Sea. As the young voices, we all started to promote sustainable practices and economic growth that can benefit the entire region, including Moldova. We started with a Black Sea Clean mission. Together with my fellow Moldovan Young Ambassador, we organized a cleanup day activity on the Dniester bank with the awareness that every action has an impact on the Black Sea. We collected and separated more than 1,000 cubic meters of plastic together with more than 100 people. This is one step closer to preserving our rivers and the Black Sea for our sustaining future.
The Black Sea is a vital part of our cultural, social, and historical development. It is a source of national pride, constantly reappearing in our national consciousness through pop culture, art, literature. It is a place that we need to protect, defend, and develop sustainably. As Marika already highlighted, the Black Sea faces numerous challenges that have begun to push people away from the region and have sparked questions about putting the people factor higher on the agenda. Having spent my childhood in a small town in southeast Bulgaria, I was inspired to take action to protect the nature and advance the sustainable development of the Black Sea coast. I contributed to 2 creative short films, numerous stakeholder meetings, and a petition which aim was to protect the Black Sea coast. Through these experiences, I realized that it is only by empowering the local communities to get involved in the important decision-making processes that we will be able to truly achieve a sustainable and thriving blue economy. As a young policy professional in the field of energy and climate, I believe that we should strive to build bridges between different stakeholders from industry, policymaking, society, and science in order to foster a constructive dialogue. Unlocking the full potential of the Black Sea for renewable energy would play a key role in achieving EU's energy and climate objectives. We need to identify technologies and innovations that will promote the uptake of renewable energy, accounting and addressing the pressures between society's attitudes and demands, but also environmental protection. The SRIA implementation plan is the backbone of all of these efforts. Together, we make a pledge to accelerate the blue economy and ensure the sustainable and inclusive development of the Black Sea for future generations.
Each sea and region have a different story. Today we came together to share the story of the Black Sea, a basin bridge between Asia and Europe and connected to world oceans with a narrow passage, Istanbul Strait. And my Black Sea journey started at these waters where the Sea of Marmara connected to Black Sea. I'm a marine scientist, diver, and sailor living in Istanbul, where the Black Sea can breathe. Although the Black Sea is right next to us, I see that people do not identify themselves with the sea. Even though we are on the migration routes of dolphins, even though we feel harsh and cold wind blowing from the North Sea in our faces, even though we see the big fishing vessels and we eat the anchovy, people live near the sea, do not sense our blue identity, do not realize the increasing pressure we put on it. As a young scientist and citizen born and raised on the shores of the Black Sea, I can see this growing pressure in my research and dives. As young ambassadors, we all see the importance of reconnect the missing links between science and society and reminding us our blue identity in our hometowns. Now we have the greatest support behind us. The Black Sea SRIA implementation plan will help and guide us while contributing a more ocean literate and empowered citizen for the sustainability of the region. Together with my fellow ambassadors, we start to take action for our unique basin. We pledge to draw inspiration from the rich history of the Black Sea, where the ancient cultures thrived under the umbrella of this comprehensive future plan. Yet we need your support while creating a new era of research and innovation activities, as well as prosperity for the region, hence leaving a better Black Sea story to tell the future generations. Thank you for listening to us.
I just wanted to say that this didn't happen by itself. There were some people in the METU group that helped a lot, and I would like to make a kind of a stand innovation for Ezgi and Pinar. If you can stand up, please. Stand up. That they were the soul behind the first cohort and now the second cohort. So I'm very glad that this pays off. Thank you all. And I hope you got the idea that these people are capable of presenting and giving the information much more easier than I can do. Thank you.
Yes, I also would like to thank Vangelis and our young ambassadors are here. Actually, the group is bigger. Here we have one representative from each country, and as I have mentioned, it made a big impact in terms of the visibility of the Black Sea. The Young Ambassadors Program made a big impact, and now today, thanks to them, Black Sea is really closer to the hearts and minds of the people, and also they help a lot in terms of awareness activities as well. And seeing how committed they are, of course, gives us hope in terms of addressing the Black Sea challenges. And in this next session, we will talk about the next steps for the Black Sea communication. And I would like to invite Mr. Christos Economou, who is head of Unit for Sea Basin Strategies, Maritime Regional Cooperation, and Maritime Security, and Ms. Margarita Capelletto, if I said it correctly, Sustainable Blue Economy Partnership. And yes, hi. As I have expressed a few times, I mean, both the SRIA and the implementation plan was a common effort. And I remember, Mr. Economou, the day that we have launched Black Sea Connect together here again in Brussels. We have been working together towards the development of the SRIA with Mr. Economou, and his vision and his dedication really supported us. And SRIA becoming the scientific pillar of the CMA, Common Maritime Agenda, was a major step, of course, towards the realization of the SRIA. Anyhow, I don't want to steal Mr. Economou's role, and I would like to give the floor to him.
Well, thank you very much, Boris, for nice words, and good afternoon to all. I'm also very pleased that this event is hosted in the European Parliament, because that gives the visibility that this project, this effort deserves. And I believe we have all to be to recognize that with a lot of effort, now we have results to present. I believe the coordination effort that you put into this project, Boris, is certainly a result of all those involved contributing. It is not just by coincidence that we have this implementation plan today, and that also ensures the future for the cooperation. I was very pleased to hear the young ambassadors referring also to specific actions, and I think by reaching out to the young generation through this implementation plan, also we ensure the continuation of the efforts in this cooperation. You mentioned yourself the link between SRIA and the Common Maritime Agenda for the Black Sea. I also recall the days and how much, with a lot of effort shared between the two Directorate Generals, the DG Research and Innovation and DG Mare, we were pushing at the same time for having a framework of cooperation on maritime affairs and on supporting sustainable blue economy in the region, and also the scientific pillar of it, SRIA, that very capably you are really implementing now. And that happened, I think, at the time where we had a window of opportunity. The cooperation was really running in a certain way that allowed us to conclude with ministerial declarations these two efforts, and to have now a very good framework for future work. It is really with this type of tools that we can have common projects. It is with this the type of tools that we can develop cutting-edge technology and invest in future generations of committed citizens like we hear today. Now, the SRIA implementation plans present the most pressing challenges in the sea basin, and I would like really to see also that we develop the concrete solutions for the blue economy that builds on the axis of decarbonization, zero pollution, circularity, biodiversity, and engaged community. All these are, I think, what we need to deliver at the end. And speaking about the challenges, I would like to share with you some that I believe deserve the attention now at the closing part of this event. First of all, the environmental consequences of the war. I think we heard also from different interventions today that the Black Sea ecosystem was a very particular one, threatened, but now it really comes to another point where we have really to look into the impact of the war to this fragile marine environment, and also how we can overcome it both at the present day and in the future. Now we have to evaluate where we stand on this, in this respect, but also come together in coordinating a response. Then we heard also today about smart specialization. Innovation is still something that can be promoted very, very much by this type of approach. And it is a pan-European effort. And I believe now, having developed from DG Mare side, together with DG Regio, this dedicated thematic platform, a smart specialization platform for sustainable blue economy, this can help the efforts around Europe, around this thematic, and also including the Black Sea. I mean, it is really a way to make new investments, developing smart, sustainable businesses, business models respectful to the environment. So cooperation through smart specialization is something that really we are pushing forward. Now, I would also like to refer to the wider blue economy community engagement. I think we heard the youth today, the young ambassadors. I think there is a lot more of stakeholders out there when we need to reach out outside the scientific community, and with events like this and more that are going to come. I mean, I would like to refer to the European Maritime Day that DG Mare is organizing every year, and that gives the opportunity to highlight these efforts that we are doing together on research and innovation for the sustainable blue economy. So that comes later this May, 24th, 25th in Brest. And I'm sure we will take quite a lot of time talking about the deliverables of the SRIA and similar initiatives. Now, a last word about the funding opportunities. I think it's very important to recall that things do not happen without the appropriate funding. And the funding opportunities also is something that we would like to motivate stakeholders to look at. I mean, there are plenty of funds that are active in the region, and this is something we would like to highlight with a dedicated event taking place now in May, the 10th of May, under the Common Maritime Agenda. It's a regional webinar that is organized under the Romanian coordinator of for the Black Sea Common Maritime Agenda. So we support this type of efforts of finding the appropriate funds for common projects. Now, in the same context of the Common Maritime Agenda, we have the annual stakeholder conference event taking place in Bucharest, in Romania, later in November. And there we will also put accent to bringing the stakeholders together, showing results on implementation plans like, of course, the work developed under SRIA, but also the funding opportunities attracting businesses and investors. It is really a good way forward. I mean, looking to all these activities and how we can promote the work you are doing also in SRIA. So I would like to leave it to that and congratulate you again for getting us to this point, and of course wishing that we'll be much more into it and we will be together. Thank you.
Thank you, Christos. Thanks a lot. And now I would like to pass the floor to Margherita Capelletto. Actually, Margherita is a long-lasting collaborator as well, because I remember when we first started developing the Black Sea SRIA, at that time the other basins, they have already had their SRIA documents, and Mediterranean being one. And Margherita was the project manager, I believe, in BlueMed, and her support towards Black Sea Syria was, of course, very valuable. We benefited a lot from their expertise, and afterwards I had the opportunity or the distinction of being one of the GSOs of BlueMed. So we learned a lot in terms of how to develop the implementation plan as well. So I'm very glad that Margaret is here with us today.
Thank you very much, Baris. You gave me immediately the opportunity to mention how important it is to cooperate across basin, but I will come back later to this. Dear European Parliament member, dear Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, thanks to the event of the intergroup of the SRIA, I'm particularly honored to be here representing the Sustainable Blue Economy Partnership, coordinated by the Italian Ministry of University and Research and co-coordinated by the Research Council of Norway. I have here Catherine Angela Hansen as co-coordinator. I'm also very honored to share the floor with Christos, that I will have the pleasure to meet also tomorrow in the framework of the steering committee of the partnership. So it's very important to be here, adding one step to the mutual interactions that proved to be so important and successful so far between the Sustainable Blue Economy Partnership, which is actually a very newcomer in the landscape. We started on the 1st of September 2022, but we are bringing together 25 among member states and associated countries that, together with the Commission, will mobilize over 7 years time frame, 450 million of investment to really make the blue economy transformation possible through the implementation of joint research and innovation call, but not only. We are really mandated to contribute to enhance the European research area. To mention the highlight of this mutual interaction, let me start from when the Black Sea community and the initiative contributed to the drafting of the strategic research and innovation agenda of the partnership. This was an important milestone to set our approach, having the different sea basins together in a pan-European perspective. Then we, together with the European Commission, organized a regional workshop on the Black Sea that was so important to learn activities, results, stakeholders, actors. Finally, before today, I had the pleasure to be invited in Bucharest when the very last refinement and contribution to the Black Sea implementation plan were finalized. And I have to thank you to give me the opportunity to bring the perspective of the partnership. The connection is in place, actually, thanks to different dimensions. As Viorel mentioned, we have Romania, Bulgaria, and Turkey as full member of the partnership. We hope also to enlarge our partnership, and I'm happy to mention the fact that Georgia is an observer of the steering committee of the partnership. I can also share a very recent information about the fact that following the closing of the application procedure of the first joint call that addressed really the regional approach, 22 proposals out of the 91 addresses the Black Sea. Of course, a lot of connection are there from a thematic perspective. Let me take two key examples: the digital twin of the sea, being one of your key very first joint action, as well as our intervention area, and the marine renewable energy with specific reference to the action on the multi-use offshore platform.
From our side, we have put in place a powerful tool that will guarantee that this connection is not lost, meaning the possibility to have two antennas, two so-called contact nodes that will keep the dialogue between the partnership and the Black Sea communities always active, as well as forward the exchange across basin. This activity is coordinated thanks to a cellule that is here in Brussels, and we have colleagues here today, as well as, if I'm not wrong, there are colleagues from another basin that wanted to be present here again to value the cross-basin exchange. So giving this promising background, I see what's next. I see a lot of cooperation entailing both strategic and operational activities. Of course, further co-design, bringing the Black Sea perspective into the evolution of the strategy of the partnership, increased participation by the Black Sea communities. I mean, the different stakeholders, from researchers to private companies, the participation to the joint co-funded call of the partnership. Of course, the uptake of the legacy. I was so impressed by the round of the ambassador. It is an activity that also, with in mind what we did in BlueMed, is very valuable and can really add value also in terms of the cross-basin exchange, as well as projects implemented in the framework of the Black Sea strategy that can be relevant for developing a possible portfolio, which is another activity that we will implement. Not to forget the central role that you play in terms of international cooperation. To conclude, next year we will have another opportunities with the organization of a second round of the regional workshop, and so we would like really to call to the community that is here today to bring expertise, knowledge, because we are not aware of the many achievements that are in the basin, and bring to us some realistic ambition, which is something that you can really feel today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Margherita. Today we are very happy, and we are very optimistic because SRIA is already endorsed by the CMA, Common Maritime Agenda, as Christos mentioned, and as Margherita has mentioned, Black Sea SRIA contributed to the Blue Economy Partnership. And I would like to thank both Mr. Economy and Ms. Capelletto for their excellent vision towards the future of the Black Sea. And I believe that the implementation plan will be a lighthouse for the Black Sea community towards sustainable blue economy and a healthy and a resilient Black Sea, and as also Christos mentioned, towards a circular economy and engaging its citizens. And I believe with its novel and feasible nature, it will be a means of strong cooperation between basins. We have many challenges ahead of us, true, and among them are zero carbon Europe, and an economy that supports communities while protecting its ecological values and their services. And the efforts that are made until now will definitely prevail, and they will find a place in future programs, strategies, and projects. Yes, the challenges are there and they are limiting, but they can be overcome because we have a strong tool to overcome this. And I was reminded that within the booklet you have a bookmark, And attached to it, there's a little Black Sea map with seeds around it. Please don't forget to plant that. Today we are planting the seeds of cooperation. And also, please be the voice of the Black Sea. There's a little needle attachment as well. And with that, I would like to thank Christos Economou and Margarita Cappagliato. And I would like to invite Ms. Delia Al-Hudari for the closing. Thank you. And don't forget, sorry? We have the question sessions now or after? Now. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yes, we can get a few comments from the community, quick comments. If Stavros allows me, I rather prefer some comments rather than questions. Very quick, concrete comments that will strengthen our vision. I would like to start with the gentleman back there. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Moderator. I'm Mr. Baruti. I'm an academic working involved in shipping and maritime business, as well ocean governance and sustainable blue economy. But on the other side, I'm also involved in peace building and conflict prevention. And now I'm preparing a presentation for next month on the implementation of the UN Black Sea Green Black Sea Initiative. That is why I'm interested by the whole presentation made by the speaker today. During my research, I found the Black Sea Organization of Black Sea Economic Cooperation, in which Russia is also a member, and in which Russia was chairing the Commission of Education, Working Group on Education, and Working Group on Research. I don't know if Russia is already excluded, but if it continues to be a member of the organization, what is the situation now? Russia continue to chair the two working group of, they will shift it to another country. Thank you.
Russia is not part of Black Sea Connect. That's all I can say. Yeah.
Organization of Black Sea Economic Cooperation.
And I don't know
saw the Secretary General, Ambassador.
Rositsa can answer that, but yeah.
Yes, good afternoon. I agree with what has been said by Mr. Salihoglu. Exactly, this is not the time to discuss if Russia is part of the Black Sea Economic Cooperation or not. We are here for a celebratory event, which is exactly why we gather here together, and afterwards we can discuss this bilaterally if you wish. Okay? Thank you very much.
And Ms. Öztürk and then Nikos, please. And then we need to complete the session.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Barış. First of all, congratulations. My name is Bayram Öztürk. I am head of Turkish Marine Research Foundation, and I have been working long years for the Black Sea, where I have been born. Well, Barış, again, congratulations, not only you, your team, and all the participants. You are the asset of not only your countries, also for the Black Seas. Nevertheless, you know, Black Sea is enclosed sea, semi-enclosed sea, and very unique, this is already said. And recently, what you said in the research and innovations and SRIA implementation you delivered is excellent. But I would like to underline a few things very quick. First, You said innovative observation system. Is this very important? And second one, in the Black Sea still terra incognita, means in the most the deep sea bentos part is unknown. So we shouldn't lose this part and these missions. And this is according to me extremely important. Observing system, as you said, you put already. And second one, biodiversity. It is deep sea bentos. Although we know that after below 200 meters, no life, but still there are some nematode, polychaetes, and other invertebrates. Finally, I think blue growth issue extremely important, and I think someone has already said that investment. I think it was the first one of the first speaker. Investment for the blue economy is crucial for the Black Sea. Thank you again for your effort, and I'm proud of your work and your team. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Öztürk. And lastly, Nikos, please.
Thank you very much. Again, congratulations for this excellent event. It was a great meeting. My name is Nikos Theodosiou. I'm a professor at the Aristotle University of Thessaloniki in Greece, but I'm here as the chair of the United Nations Sustainable Development Solutions Network for the wider area of the Black Sea. Recently, we received the funding from the Black Sea Economic Cooperation Organization. We're grateful for that, to develop a feasibility study to emphasize the necessity of installing an SDGs observatory for the wider area of the Black Sea, for recording and reporting in the same way, with enhancing the collaboration, the communication between the countries of the Black Sea. I think if we manage to move to the next step and launch this observatory and set it into operation, I think it could create a strong connection with the Black Sea SRIA. It will have a two-way support, because we need to know where we stand and where we are and how we are going to move forward in this, at least through this perspective of the SDGs. You showed in your presentation the connection and the emphasis that the SRIA shows on this common effort. But we think that if we manage to have such an observatory, it could help the blue economy, everything that is happening in the Black Sea. It will help us move forward. Thank you, and congratulations again for this event.
Thank you. That would be an excellent channel to realize some of the implementation plan objectives. Now I would like to give the floor to Delila Al-Hudari for the closing, but just a small note, we have a reception after the closing in the Renaissance Hotel. It's very close by, and people will direct you there. Please.
Thank you, Barish. Dear honourable members, distinguished guests. Well, what an afternoon. What a very interesting and successful one. I came to the room, sort of like full of expectations and so on, and I would say it has been really a privilege actually to be in this company and to listen to the enthusiasm and the congratulations also for all the excellent work that has been done. So I have the honor of being asked to close this very successful afternoon, and I'm doing so on behalf of the European Commission, on behalf of the Honourable Member of Parliament, Mr. Marian Jean Marinescu, who could not be with us to actually close that. It would normally have been him. Also the CPMR and Black Sea Connect. I'd like to thank you all for joining us today, and thanks to all the contributions and participation for making this the productive event that it has turned out to be. I would especially like to thank the Black Sea Connect and the partnership as well. Clearly what you have done, from what I hear, is that you have established this great connectivity and forged it, and there's a lot of enthusiasm between the Black Sea countries for this to continue. And that's very important, and we cannot take that for granted when things come to a close. And the Black Sea legacy, or I should say the legacy of the Black Sea Connect, is not only the SRIA communication plan, but as we also heard, it is the Black Sea Research and Innovation family that has been created together. And as my colleagues Elisabetta and Christos have already highlighted in their interventions. And whilst today marks the end of a project, but it's not the end of this strong engagement in the region that we have all heard about this afternoon. And the SRIA implementation plan clearly signals a new beginning for regional cooperation on the blue economy, and a more committed new beginning than ever before. And I think whilst we can confirm for sure the SRIA implementation plan is a recognized pillar of the community maritime agenda, as it includes all the actions related to its goals and priorities. But very importantly, we have also heard today that the SRIA implementation plan has also been integrated by the countries of the Black Sea in their national plans. And it is important also to take note that all the SRIA actions are addressed so that we don't leave any sector of the blue economy behind. And this is important to assure the sustainable development of the Black Sea. And it's also very encouraging to hear that at least one or more of the actions we heard from the Black Sea countries that one or more of the actions of the SRIA plan have already started to take off. And that really is very encouraging and very important to hear. So I'd also like to thank the CPMR colleagues and the Balkan and the Black Sea Commission Secretariat for your intensive efforts to co-organize this event together with the Black Sea Connect partnership, but also my colleagues at DG Research and Innovation, and of course my colleagues at DG Mare. We heard that nothing could have happened without every single one of you doing this together. The Black Sea, we heard also, is a gem. It is a wonderful creation of nature. Like our ambassadors, youth ambassadors are, it is also one of the youngest seas. And so it is still in process of change. And it's very important that we all contribute to drive that change in a smart way, but also sustainable way. And that's something that we need to take in mind to protect this precious basin and sea as we go forward. And so at this point, I don't think I need to convince anybody in this room of the importance of protecting the Black Sea's fragile marine eco-resources that we all heard about this afternoon, its ecosystems, which we are all very much aware of, and today is also under threat, also because we have new damages because of the aggression that we have at the moment. One of the countries there, the Ukraine. So everything is very fragile, and we have to always remember the fragility that we also need to take care of as we go forward for the future of the basin. And the European Union will keep on supporting all the regional, all the national efforts in promoting a sustainable and modern blue economy, which is based on research and innovation, smart specialization, circularity, and inclusiveness. And both my colleagues, Elisabetta and Christos, they gave very concrete examples of ongoing, but very importantly, what's coming up and what's in the future. You need to rely on my colleagues there, as well as to keep them involved. And they're there with all their teams, fully available to ensure that the EU effort keeps on also supporting this. So we have deployed all the tools and resources that are needed We heard about the mission Restore Our Oceans and Waters and its lighthouses as well. We've heard also about the Sustainable Blue Economy Partnership, but also the European Maritime Fisheries and Aquaculture as well Fund, Blue Invest for investment, very important, Interreg and Indici, and the continuous bilateral and multilateral dialogues that are taking place. All of these are very important pillars that we build upon and that we need. Now, going forward, we need the strong coordination. We've heard that. The stakeholder engagement is very important to keep that going strong, and not least the support also from the local communities. And this is where the regional cooperation initiatives like the Common Maritime Agenda and the Black Sea SRIA come into play. Their added value is precisely to bring all the right pieces together, the policies, the priorities, the funding at all levels. We need that for the coherent development, as we have emphasized all afternoon, we've heard, of the sustainable blue economy in the Black Sea. And in this afternoon's intervention and discussion, we've heard, we hear, we know that we have started the right way a few years ago, and because of everybody's effort here, you have made the progress to ensure that you are on a very good track going forward, and that's very important. So I strongly, on behalf of the Commission, encourage you to continue this very positive and regional dialogue, to continue to connect between the Black Sea countries and communities that have been established, to continue the research and innovation effort, the development of the sustainable blue economy, including with the help of the Black Sea, very importantly, assistance mechanism. And this makes us all hope for a prosperous and peaceful future for the Black Sea. And cooperation is the only way forward, and it does not only rely on research and innovation and a sustainable blue economy development, it relies on more, as we have heard also this afternoon. We also heard today that the Black Sea countries want to continue to work together, and that's really very strong encouragement. So you have our strong encouragement to keep on going forward for the sustainable, prosperous, and peaceful Black Sea, with the support of the CMA, with the support of SRIA, with the support also of the basin communities, and very importantly also, I mean, I was really encouraged from the short expressions made by the youth ambassadors of the sea basin. This is the future, and I think you cannot have that future without their support. They are the future of the sea basin, and I'm very encouraged to see that there is now a series of cohorts taking place. I mean, I think that's excellent, and it's something that can interplay also, and we have to see how we can do that also with the other sea basins. It really is excellent, and this is a very strong support also of everything that has been created so far in going forward. So I'd like to say thank you all once again for the partnership, the strong work that has been done to bring the results that we have seen so far today. Thank you all for your very interesting discussions and interventions to make this an important, productive, successful event, but with lots of seeds and follow-up things for us to all take forward together. And thank you for the great moderation. And thank you as well for making this wonderful today. Yeah? Thank you. Thank you all. Yeah?